Okay, welcome to lesson 93, the set of real numbers. You can read the objective and the vocabulary, and again, this is the same thing. So this is our second set of lessons dealing with real numbers. Real numbers include rational and irrational numbers. There's also another number, well, there are another couple of numbers, but I'm going to throw E in here. E is a number that you will see come up in science classes. There are a couple of others, but these are the major categories. And if you have not taken the time to watch the Welcome to Numbers and Operations video, please watch that first video and watch the video Welcome to this channel if you have not watched them. Okay, so now we're going to try to put points on a number line. In the last lesson, we put them in order. And on this lesson, we are going to now organize them. Now, so what we have is 0.54. We had to simplify them. The square root of 81 is -9, or the negative of the square root of 81 is -9. 44 over 11 is 4, and then the square root of 98 is 9.899. 9.899. And when we round numbers, we round out to the thousandth place, which is 3 numbers before the decimal. And now that we have the numbers, we can organize them into order. So let's put them in order and then put them on a number line. So the first number is negative square root of 81. Then we have 0.54, and then 44 over 11, and then the square root of 98. And so to put them on the number line, we know I'm going to have to change the numbers here. This number line doesn't work. So we got -9. Always put a 0 for reference and put your highest number for reference to 10. Okay, so the negative of the square root of 81, and then right here is 0.54, and then 44 over 11 is around 4, and then right here, the square root of 98 occurs just before 10. And that's how we put these numbers on a number line. Okay, find the value of the following, the absolute value of the following numbers. So remember, absolute value is a distance. Anything inside the bar is always positive. So we have 3.5. This one is 4. The opposite of the absolute value of 2 is -2. And the opposite of the absolute value of -1.6. This negative goes away, but since this negative is on the outside, that is why the answer is -1.6. Okay, example 3, the additive inverse. The additive inverse means the number on the opposite side of the number line. So the additive inverse of the square root of 42 is the negative of the square root of 42. 2 negatives with nothing in between them means that we have positive 2/3, and the opposite of positive 2/3 is negative 2/3. So this is your actual answer. The opposite of -1.6 is just 1.6. Okay, so those were our 3 examples. Please meet me at the end of the video for the recap. Okay, so the first thing we do when we have numbers that are not, or in fraction form and all that kind of stuff, we transfer them, all of them, to decimal form so that we can compare them. So the square root of 2. Root 2 is 1.414. And we round everything to the thousandths place if we can. 4/5 is 0.8. Pi is 3.1415, I believe. .1415, which is 3.142, and the negative 1.7 is already a decimal. So our smallest number is negative 3 4/5. Then we have negative 1.7. And if we make a number line, we just put our numbers on a number line. Always put a 0 for reference. And we have the square root of 2. And we have 2. And then we have pi. And that's how we put our numbers on a number line. I'm sorry that this number line down here didn't have any negatives. I probably should have chosen a better one, but worry about that later. Okay, so the absolute value, the opposite of the absolute value. Okay, so everything inside the absolute value, that's these lines, whenever you see these vertical lines, it's absolute value, becomes positive. The 2/3 becomes positive, but you have a negative on the outside, so you have negative 2/3. The negative is on the outside of the absolute value bar, so it's negative 6.1. The additive inverse is the opposite, so is positive 3/5, positive 4.03, and then the opposite of the square root of 21. So that is this lesson. It's probably very similar to the set of real numbers, but please watch both videos. Please try to watch all the videos in the series, just in case I missed something in the vocabulary or objectives. So thank you for watching. If you see what you like, if you like what you saw, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in the future.